Today we got a really fun topic to talk about and a really important one, not just to me or DC fans or Marvel fans, but to the fans of any CBM movies ever. I'm here to prove you how James Gunn is the man behind fixing the idea of superhero fatigue, which it basically just means that people being tired of superhero movies as a whole, no matter if it's like DC, if it's Marvel, if it's Snyder, if it's your mother, it doesn't matter. But I will also explain how this is an ongoing thing and superhero movies are not really fully saved yet, and James Gunn has still a lot to do to make sure that what he's trying to do actually happens. I'm gonna also go through what exactly him and Kevin Feige need to do in order to make sure that superhero movies become as popular, as beloved, as awesome, as just so much fun as they used to be. So let's just begin and like the video, please, I beg. Ever since James Gunn became the co-CEO of DC as a whole, or even before that, he's been talking about the superhero fatigue and how he believes that it's actually a thing, it's not a joke and people are actually going through it. But he also brought up how it's not because of superheroes themselves or making movies around them. It's more so like just like throwing out movies after movies after movies after movies, constantly just like throwing up like blah, more and 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 more. When does it end? Like every single second, every day passes. Oh, a new Superman movie. I mean, sorry, a new superhero show, and then 2 seconds after a new show, it's like you don't even get to breathe. You don't even get to enjoy something else, or I don't know, a horror movie, or I don't know, another John Wick or whatever. But no, it's just superhero movies after superhero movies after superhero movies after superhero movies after superhero movies. I'm sorry about the crash out. Let's keep going. The superhero fatigue is more so because of these type of movies that have been getting made recently. And these are an issue because of things like over budgets or the wrong people being chosen to produce or even create these movies. Like for example, Taika Waititi. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say that. My man didn't even really want to make another Thor movie, but he was basically forced to because either it was in his contract and DC was like, your last movie kinda did well, it kinda made money, money, go make another Thor movie. I don't give a fuck if you wanna make something else, I don't give a shit if go make another Thor movie! I'm gonna whoop your ass! And probably Taika Waititi saw like the money or something from Disney and was like, ooh, you know what? Ooh, I could just make a garbage movie, get the money, and leave Disney. So yeah, Taika Waititi, even though he didn't want to make another Thor movie, he just made it to make it. He didn't care if the movie is gonna be good, he didn't care if the movie is gonna be popular or something, he just made the joke of a Thor movie. Here you go, I made you, give me my money. And he took the money and just ran away, which I don't blame him. It makes sense, why not? Get the bag. And we all know because of that how the movie ended up being. Then you explode out of pain, suffering and torture because Thor is one of the coolest Marvel characters in the comics, and then like Thor in the movies. The only good Thor movie we have technically ever gotten is Avengers Infinity War, and that's supposed to be an Avengers movie. It's not even a Thor movie, and that's the only time he actually gets to shine. There is also the fact of companies like Disney choosing quantity over quality, thinking that their audience are so tiny brained, so dumb, so like they don't even understand self-respect, that they could just go like, oh, so you like Marvel, right? I've heard you really enjoy Marvel and you would watch every single thing we make, right? No matter what the content is, you're gonna feed, you're gonna get this spoon. Do I have a spoon? I don't know. Do I have spoon? I'm gonna use this, I guess. Drink all of the slop we're gonna make you. Like, you want more Marvel content? Here you go. You want it? Here you go. Here you go. Here you're gonna watch every single one of them and you're gonna enjoy it. Give me my money. I mean, give me your money to me. And Disney just made Marvel produce more milk than the entire cows that exist in the entire planet. Which of course when you do that, it's gonna cause Kevin Feige and everybody else to get extremely overworked because of it. So the fact that they were being overworked also caused them to make terrible choices, like Kevin Feige thinking that the ending of Kevin Feige came up with the ending of Secret Invasion to make this character get all the powers of all the other superheroes. That was the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my entire life, and I bet you he came up with that because he was overworked, because he was tired, he couldn't care anymore. He just like came up with woohoo, new idea, woohoo, woohoo, and he came up with the dumbest ideas ever. And I don't blame blame him. I blame Disney for it. Or it also caused inconsistencies between movies, like how the Nick Fury you see in Secret Invasion basically have nothing to do with the Nick Fury you see in the Marvels. They're completely different characters. And that's not just me saying it, even the actor of the character, this GOAT, this legend, after Secret Invasion, when going to record the Marvels, he was like, wait a minute. What the hell is this? It has nothing to, it's a completely different person than the Nick Fury I just played in Secret Invasion. Marvel, what the hell are you doing? Bro probably started thinking that maybe he's playing like a scroll version of himself or something. There is also the fact of not being able to properly connect the movies together like they used to in the Phase 3 days. So the dope banger movies like the Avengers or the Captain America Civil War ones happen because of it. Or the amazing, the banger post-credit scenes. Ever since the idea of like Disney forced Marvel to become quantity over quality, the post-credit scenes in Marvel have been garbage, disgusting, dog trash, poo-poo garbage as like a trash. You look at the Love and Thunder one, who gave a fuck? It's just like new character introduced. It's like it's been years or 2 years or something, nothing happened with him. You look at the Doctor Strange one, so long has passed, nothing has happened with him. You look at this one, so long has passed, nothing has happened with him. You look at this other one, it didn't even matter. What the hell was this one? You look at the Ant-Man one, actual garbage. You look at the Ant-Man one, doesn't even matter anymore. And it's been so long since an Avengers movie. It's been so long since you connected the new characters or the stories that have been happening together until Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts finally fixed everything. So there is just so many different reasons that caused the idea of superhero fatigue to happen, and it's not just one thing. But the important thing is that every single thing I just talked about, every single thing I just said combines down into one simple idea: making garbage or mediocre or just mid movies that nobody could care less about. I mean, I recently even did a tier list of the Phase 5 of Marvel since Phase 5 just ended with Ironheart, and then look at this tier list. Look at this tier list and tell me that superhero fatigue would Phase 5 of Marvel somehow was more disgusting than Phase 4 of Marvel, and you're gonna be like, superhero fatigue is not gonna happen? Of course it's gonna happen. But to prove you even more how superhero fatigue, as James Gunn said, is indeed a thing. This idea basically means that people just don't really trust your movies anymore. They don't really feel like they're worth buying or experiencing in the theater. People would rather just wait till it's in Disney Plus or Sony Plus or I don't know, DC Plus or whatever. But here's the thing now, we actually got some really decent movies recently, especially really good ones even. Thunderbolts was the start of superhero movies somewhat feeling like how they used to in their glory days again. It was a genuinely fun and worth it movie to watch with an amazing emotional story. Yet it only cost like 382 million, which is like nothing compared to the money that Marvel used to make back then. Fantastic Four is one of my personal most favorite Marvel movies like of all time. This was such a wholesome movie. The music was like the music was so good. The art direction with it reflected futuristic 60s and everything. It was just such a gorgeous fun movie. I loved it. Yet somehow even that masterpiece only managed to get close to 500 million, which is decent, but like compared to what Marvel used to make with their banger movies like Fantastic Four, that's just okay. We're right now not talking about movies like Ant-Man, Quantumania level movies doing poorly, or Thor Love and Thunder like movies doing bad, or the Marvels like movies. No. We just talked about genuinely banger amazing movies that came out by Marvel, which mostly people enjoyed. Their reviews of it are amazing. People are just like praising these movies as a Marvel comeback, and even then somehow the movies are still kinda doing poorly. Which that right there can only mean one thing, that James Gunn is right and superhero fatigue is actually a thing right now. Yet he doesn't just say that it's real, he also knows why exactly it's a thing. How it's more so a fatigue of just too many bad movies, like back to back, a new bad movie after a new bad movie after a new bad movie, and not just from Marvel either. DC had like a huge amount of garbage dumped into the trash, or the no, Sony, as I said, and then Marvel was in the middle like dancing like, here's a garbage show, here's a garbage movie, Here's a garbage show and another movie show. Why? And among all of this pile of garbage, there were some extremely banger movies too, but the amount of them, like the ratio of the bad movies compared to the good movies, was terrible. While James Gunn is also one of the only ones who wants to fix this issue entirely as well. And the only one who also wants to do this because of genuine passion and the love he has for the CBM movies as a whole. Not just because like Disney money. Which is exactly why again, he's the only one who can and will save both Marvel and DC from the superhero fatigue. And if you don't believe me, the proof to that is actually the recent Superman movie. Among all the movies that released after the superhero fatigue became the worst it has ever been, Superman has been the only one to become a total actual success, passing $600 million and becoming the most like money-making Superman movie in North America, which is crazy. And it also became the third highest money-making movie in 2025 at North America. And all of that happened in the days where most people are sick of this type of movies. That proves to me that this guy, he do be cooking right now. Now some people, Snyder cultists, will tell you that this movie didn't even really make as much money as Man of Steel, and that movie came in the time where ticket prices were lower, so technically that's proof that Snyder is our god, Snyder is our lord, he's the only one who can make movies, everybody else are copying him, my goat. Take my life, let me suck on your biceps. But here's the thing. You're wrong. The Man of Steel movie released at a time where superhero movies hype was at its peak, and it was also made as DC's response to Marvel's cinematic universe, which means that the hype around that movie of course was insane because we had the MCU was shining, MCU was going crazy, MCU was doing some of the most generational, the craziest things ever, and then we had DC being like, everybody were like, DC, what are you doing? Make a response, make a DC cinematic universe already. And then DC was like, ooh, bet, the time has come, I'm gonna do it myself. Snyder, go make a Superman movie and start the DC universe. And so you're making a DC cinematic universe as a response to Marvel cinematic universe, and you don't think that that's gonna be like the most hypest thing ever? Are you okay? Also, the lower ticket prices mean that more people can afford to watch the movies, especially back then when people actually could afford and had a lot of money to just waste and watch a lot of movies with it. Not now, where basically the younger generations are being treated like slaves, working for free or working for minimum wage or no money at all. They have no future, AI is taking all their jobs and they could basically do nothing. There is no way for them to make money, and you want them to go to cinema and pay like, I don't know, $50, $20, $70, whatever to watch a movie? Are you crazy? Basically, in every single way you look at it, Superman had no way it could have ever passed Man of Steel money-wise. It had all the disadvantages and none of the advantages and the hype that Man of Steel got to have. Oh, you want even more proof? Marvel used to release dino poop garbage every single day, every single second, and the movies actually used to make money somehow. But now they release actual good things and it makes no money? If that's not proof, I don't know what is. Yet Superman somehow did better than both of the Marvel movies that just released, which were amazing movies by the way, but Superman still did better. So again, if what I just said is not proof to you that James Gunn is cooking, he actually knows what he's doing, the choices he's making right now, there are mostly good choices, he's actually reviving superhero movies hype for people, I don't know what's gonna prove you, man. You're either dumb or you don't wanna like believe it. You hate James Gunn so much, or you'll simp on Snyder so much that you just don't wanna believe it. I could bring in all the proof in the world and you're gonna be like, nah, I want Snyder back. I'm gonna smack you, shut the fuck up. But again, how did he even manage to do this against all the odds? The movie legit came right after the worst era of DC ever, when the franchise was basically dead in the water, nobody could even care about it anymore. I'm talking about DC Universe only, not the solo movies and everything. The Flash movie making $271 million only. Blue Beetle only making made $130 million. Shazam 2 made 134, and that's it. Aquaman 2 made 439 million, which the first one actually made more than $1 billion. How do you go from 1 billion to 439? That's crazy. So again, aka, as you can see, out of all the odds, DC Universe was more dead than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nobody could give a less of a shit about the DC Cinematic Universe. And after all of that, after people could care less, James Gunn comes in, out of all the odds, out of like people being sick of superhero movies as a whole, and out of like DC being the worst one out of all of them, except if you bring up the Sony villain universe, nobody gives a care about that one. Shoo, ew. After the Flash movie, after the Blue Beetle movie, after the Shazam 2 movie, after the Black Adam movie, which also was like a flop, after the Aquaman 2 movie, after all of those garbage, we get Superman. And technically, when you like make people don't believe in you anymore, technically when you mess up so much, people shouldn't go to watch the movie anymore, right? But they did. Superman made more money than the Marvel movies, and that if that doesn't prove you that James Gunn is cooking, again, something is wrong with you. But to understand how he managed to figure this out, and also why he's doing such a good job at it, or even if he can keep this going, we need to look into his mind. Shut up, bitch! And figure out what geniosity is going on in there. James Gunn is basically like me. Let me explain. I mean, in terms of he probably has every single weird problem that my brain has too. I'm saying that because in my experience, I can't really work on anything that I'm not really passionate about, not even for a second. But on the other side, if me and him find something that we're passionate about, something that we genuinely love working on, and we want to do our best job with it ever, then that's the time where we're willing to put 24/7 every single second of our life, every single day, our entire brain, our entire thoughts, everything we have into the work as hard as possible, no matter what it takes. We will go through it and we will do it, because again, we're crazy. For me, that passion is YouTube and making videos, or writing my own story, Nightfall, which I'm extremely passionate about. I'm writing my own story, as I said. It's becoming such a goated story. You can ask this guy if you want. So if you want that story to become a reality and I can tell my own stories to you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, maybe share this video with your friends, because the better this channel does, the sooner you get to experience the Nightfall story. So thank you so much. But on James Gunn's side, his obsession and passion is making movies, especially for superheroes. My man was down to make 3 different scripts, all of them writing in the same year and finishing it, that being Superman, Peacemaker Season 2 and Creature Commandos.
But I really did push myself for a couple of years. I wrote Creature Commandos, I wrote Superman, I wrote Peacemaker Season 2 all in 1 year. 650 pages of material. By the time I got to Peacemaker, like, it was not fun, really. I mean, I was forcing myself into doing it. And you know what? That was okay.
He is willing to work tirelessly writing this 3 scripts at the same time, like in a single year. Do you know how crazy your brain will go? You also get to see him be vocal, always talking on Twitter. But why is that? Because again, this guy, just like me, his brain constantly is zooming. When you're so damn passionate about your job to the point that you're writing 3 huge scripts in a single year like him, a big part of your personality or your day becomes the thing you're doing, or basically that thing becomes part of your soul. Or even being extremely excited for the fans to see the creations that he is making. And that's right there, that what I just talked about is the exact reason why he is the perfect choice for not only DC but to save the entire CBM from superhero fatigue. Their creativity is like if you were smoking a multiversal weed made out of Loki's tree. If you want to end the superhero fatigue, you need someone who's obsessed with superhero movies, who truly wants the glory days to return. This is exactly how Donald Master created Fortnite and made it one of the most popular games of all time, because he was crazy and he was extremely passionate about what he was doing. It's also how Kevin Feige back then did such a damn good job with making the MCU shine and just worked tirelessly. He was crazy and obsessed about making a connected universe of superhero movies. The CEO of Nintendo, the old one, cutting his salary into half and the money he used to make to not allow any of his employees from being laid off. That man was crazy crazy to do that, just like get rid of the money he was making so he can keep all his employees, because he was crazy. Because he was so damn passionate about Nintendo, about what they were trying to make, that he was like, okay, I'm willing to go as far as I need to go to make this happen. You always need people like this to make crazy things, some bold changes to the world actually happen. Okay, Scyan, we get it, you're crazy. Go get some help or something and just move on, man. Don't beat me. Don't beat me. James Gunn also, because of this, understands perfectly many of the issues that superhero movies have been going through. 1. Choosing the wrong people to create these movies and projects. Ones who don't even really understand the characters or the universe of the movie you're trying to make, or what needs to happen in the story of it. 2. The fact that you can't really just make a movie anymore and get away with it. You need to make something special and meaningful for people to show up in the theaters. Blue Beetle did poorly because even though it was a decent movie, it still was something we have seen similar movies to many times before. And it also didn't really feel special enough or anything meaningful enough for people to experience it and give it a chance. The Marvels failed because it was not a meaningful story nor like anything special about it. The villain was one of the worst villains in the history of the Marvel. The characters didn't really go through anything interesting in the movie. But on the other side, when you look at Superman. But on the other side, when you look at Superman, it got stuck in people's minds because it gave people hope. Watching Superman save even a damn squirrel in the movie, watching the idea of how he sees good in every single person out there, or the fact that how he understands what makes humans be humans, their emotions, their struggles, what they go through, their sadness, their anger, being scared, yet against all the odds, waking up every single day wanting to do your best. This movie was special because it gave people hope like no other superhero movie ever has. The Peacemaker got stuck in people's minds because it made us love a character that we actually hated because of what he did in Suicide Squad 2. It made us kinda feel bad for hating him because now we get to actually see and watch why he's so dumb, why he actually did that, why he kinda crazy and stupid. But we got to watch him want to do better, watch him actually save the entire world and actually do a better damn job than even the Justice League. Sorry, I mean the Justice Gang. Peacemaker is beloved because it's a special redemption arc of a show. Suicide Squad 2 is beloved because they took one of the worst superhero movies to ever be created and turned it into a blast of a time, an actual masterpiece. It also was special because it brought up the idea of overcoming your fears to reach success. Why are we even just talking DC right now? He used to work on Marvel too. And out of all the superhero movies that were doing like horribly and they were hated after the endgame, James Gunn came out doing his walk and being like, I'm here to save you, I'm here to cook, I'm gonna here to roast you and humiliate you, I'm gonna make you be like, damn, we suka. My boy created Guardians of the Galaxy 3. By far one of the best movies to ever come out after the endgame. This thing also performed amazingly too. It made a lot of money and it was loved by the fans, and people to this date still love this movie. Why? Because it brought up the value of friendship, the bond that cannot be broken no matter the cost. Being willing to do whatever it takes and not giving up till the last second to make sure that the people you love are safe and protected. Every single James Gunn movie that we have been getting for the superheroes is focused on telling one story, giving one message and just going out with that. When you get the core idea, when you make an actual special movie, you can make mistakes in there, that's fine. As long as the movie still is promising and actually is fun to watch. You bet 1,000 trillion, quadrillion, centillion, whatever percent that Superman movie, after Superman movie came out, you bet that it inspired so many people to actually do better, be better people, better humans, actually try to be like Superman. Have you seen the meme of Superman standing like laughing like this on his chair, and people just post that being like, I took the trash instead of my mom, I helped a random grandma cross a road or something. That trend came out because again, this movie was special. It left an impact on people, it changed people. The movie was so good, man, I love it. But there is also another reason why James Gunn is saving superhero movies as a whole from superhero fatigue. That's competition. For a while, because DC was doing such a horrible, terrible job at creating the MCU competitor, Marvel started feeling greedy enough to cause the quantity over quality idea to actually happen. The corporate greedy people in there being like, since there is no competition right now, since DC kinda suki, we can just like get rid of quality videos, movies, get rid of Avengers, Infinity War, grab Marvel, here's a new show, here's a new movie, here's a new show, here's a new movie, oh you want more, here's a new show, movie, show, movie, show, movie. But now that people actually have an alternate choice to go for, if Marvel now makes terrible movies, then people are just gonna be like, ew, garbage, I'm gonna go watch James Gunn's DC movies instead. Or even if DC or James Gunn messes up, people are gonna be like, garbage, bring back this Snyder, I'm gonna go watch Marvel movies, Which exactly, that means high quality movies for us, aka superhero fatigue's death. Voila, a crazy mind competition and knowing what exactly makes a special memorable movie. That's the exact bundle you need to make any franchise come back to life. We now just need to hope that James Gunn can keep this insane no misses track record going to create masterpieces after masterpiece. So Marvel also keeps following in their step 2 and be forced to make masterpiece after masterpiece. And we're gonna be the ones going, well, I'm gonna get fat from so much yummy content. Like the video if you enjoyed my yapping session, and if you're into Spider-Man, click on this video right here. It's such a good video. I talk about ranking Spider-Man suits and everything. I also talk about the story behind the suits. It's such a good video. You're gonna love it. Watch it right now. Go!